For 50 years, the global uranium cartel has held a stranglehold on the world's power. They used enrichment bottlenecks and artificial scarcity as a leash to control developing nations. But that era of absolute dependence, it just hit a dead end. India is quietly weaponizing the world's largest reserves of a forgotten element to bypass this monopoly entirely. They have officially cracked the code on indigenous three-stage reactor technology. This isn't just a shift in the energy grid. It is the birth of a new self-sustaining energy hegemon that is neutralizing foreign blackmail forever. Welcome to the Global Alpha. Today, we look at the $500 billion energy shift and why India's thorium breakthrough is the ultimate geopolitical wildcard. To understand the magnitude of this breakthrough, you have to look at the fragility of the current system. In early 2026, global uranium spot prices surged, pushing near $100 per pound. Nations rely on a tight-knit nuclear suppliers group, creating a bottleneck. If you want nuclear energy, you have to play by their rules, buy their enriched uranium, and subject your grid to their geopolitical leverage. India knows this vulnerability all too well. Despite ambitious plans to reach 100 gigawatts of nuclear capacity by 2047, they currently import over 70% of their uranium needs. It's a massive strategic weakness for a rapidly growing industrial powerhouse. But what if you could rewrite the rules of physics to favor the resources you already own? Enter Thorium-232. Unlike uranium, thorium is incredibly abundant. In fact, it's almost 4 times more common in the Earth's crust. And here is the geopolitical killshot. India sits on roughly 25% of the world's known thorium reserves, buried in the monazite sands of its coastal regions. But there was a catch. Thorium isn't naturally fissile. You can't just dig it up, put it in a reactor, and split the atom. It needs a driver. It needs to absorb a neutron to convert into uranium-233. For decades, Western scientists deemed the thorium fuel cycle too complex and expensive to commercialize, largely abandoning it to stick with their profitable uranium ecosystem. So, how does a nation with limited uranium build an empire on an element that won't ignite on its own? You build a 70-year 3-stage master plan. And right now, in 2026, the most difficult stage of that plan is finally coming online. To understand how India is flipping the global energy board, you have to look back at a blueprint drawn up in the 1950s by Dr. Homi Bhabha. He knew India lacked uranium, but had mountains of thorium. So he designed a brilliant, sequential, 3-stage master plan. Stage 1. Use limited natural uranium to produce power and a crucial byproduct, plutonium. Stage 2. Feed that plutonium into a fast breeder reactor. And Stage 3. The endgame. Use the breeder reactors to turn India's vast thorium sands into weapon-grade energy independence. For decades, the West scoffed at this plan, calling it a scientific pipe dream. But in 2026, the laughing stopped. Deep in Kalpakkam, on the coast of Tamil Nadu, the Bhavha project officially brought the 500-megawatt prototype Fast Breeder Reactor to life. This isn't just a power plant, it's an alchemy machine. It uses a liquid sodium coolant and is designed to generate more fuel than it consumes. By wrapping the reactor core in a blanket of thorium, India is literally breeding its own future fuel, uranium-233. Why is this so terrifying to the global uranium cartel? Because it completely bypasses the enrichment bottleneck. The traditional nuclear powers hold developing nations hostage by controlling the complex multi-billion-dollar uranium enrichment facilities. But India's closed fuel cycle says, we don't need your enriched uranium. They take the spent, highly radioactive waste from their older reactors, recycle it, and use it to ignite their domestic thorium. They have turned a massive liability, nuclear waste, into infinite leverage. Think about what this means for the global economy. By 2047, India aims to produce 100 gigawatts of nuclear energy. If they achieve this using indigenous thorium, the math of global manufacturing fundamentally changes. Right now, Chinese and Western industries are heavily exposed to volatile fossil fuel markets and uranium spot prices. India is quietly securing a baseload of 24/7 carbon-neutral electricity that will not fluctuate based on a war in Europe or a trade embargo in the Pacific. It is the ultimate industrial moat. But India isn't just solving its own energy crisis. It is building a geopolitical kill switch. For years, the nuclear suppliers group used energy diplomacy as a leash. Now, flip the script. Imagine a future where India exports thorium-based advanced heavy water reactors to the global south. African and Southeast Asian nations, desperate for clean energy but locked out of the Western Uranium Club, will turn to New Delhi. India transitions from a desperate importer of Australian and Kazakh uranium to the undisputed architect of the developing world's power grid. And the best part? Thorium is fundamentally safer. It is virtually impossible to use in traditional nuclear weapons without advanced, highly detectable modifications. This means India can export these reactors without triggering global proliferation alarms. It is the perfect diplomatic Trojan horse. While the US and China pour trillions into maintaining overseas energy supply chains and fighting over lithium and oil, India is building a 100-year energy empire right beneath its own feet. The era of the global uranium monopoly is cracking. What began as a defensive necessity for a newly independent nation has evolved into the most asymmetric energy strategy of the 21st century. The 2026 Kalpakkam reactor proves that the physics work, the economics are viable, and the geopolitical leverage is real. India is no longer playing catch-up. They are playing a completely different game, but securing a 100-year energy empire is only half the battle. To truly control the 21st century, you have to control the brains of every AI, fighter jet, and smartphone on Earth. Right now, a single island, Taiwan, holds a terrifying monopoly on the world's microchips, creating the ultimate geopolitical choke point. But India has just launched a massive silicon siege to break it. If you want to see how India is hijacking the world's most critical tech supply chain next, click the video on your screen right now. I will see you there. And before you go, hit like and subscribe to join the Global Alpha. We decode the New World Order every single week.